So hello everyone. Welcome to my session on pair programming with ChatGPT to design an AI model from scratch in Azure AI or Azure Machine Learning. So today's session is going to be very interesting, and this is also like something I'm doing for the first time. So what we will do is we will first discuss about a bit about ChatGPT. We also need to like discuss how to design a data science model, just high level, and then we will it's more into like a demo session, like the discussion will be 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll get into like a deep dive of demo. We'll keep chat gpt on the left, you can see, and then we will keep our azure like a portal on the right, and then we will ask chat gpt how to design a model, how to create those azure ecosystem components, and what to do. Which code should I write? I will search it on ChatGPT, copy it, and then paste it, and then see actually can we use ChatGPT as a pair programming buddy or not. So we will run that type of like demo activities for 30 to 40 minutes. The goal is to like at the end we want to see can we train a model with the help of ChatGPT with very little knowledge. So I'm not gonna try to bring ideas. I will ask ChatGPT to give me ideas, and at the end we will also like talk a bit about ChatGPT and like all those like things that we are hearing. It's gonna take our job, this and that. So we will ask and discuss different types of logics with ChatGPT. So without wasting any time, let's jump in. And my introduction. My name is Rahat Yasir. I'm working at Isaac Instruments in Montreal, Canada, and my role is director of data science and AI. Me and my team build analytics, business intelligence, artificial intelligence for transportation industry. And other than that, I'm also a Microsoft MVP. It's been like 8 years that I'm an MVP in artificial intelligence, and it's an interesting journey actually. So, as I have already shared, that we'll talk about ChatGPT very high level. Then we will talk about how to design a data science model. What are the workflow steps that we need to follow? What are the components in Azure Machine Learning Platform? And then, as a programmer, how can you use ChatGPT? How can you take help from ChatGPT, or how can you make ChatGPT your pair programming buddy? So, and we'll do it through some demos. So, without wasting time, let's jump into ChatGPT. So we are hearing so much things about ChatGPT. It's so intuitive. It's so knowledgeable. It can give information about so many things. But what is it actually? So ChatGPT is powered by language model GPT-3. So it is. OpenAI designed this AI model, and they started this journey not today. It took them quite a while. They started OpenAI was founded in 2015. I believe like they already trained like GPT-1, GPT-2, and then GPT-3 as the next model. When they first trained GPT-1, it was a small language model on 5 GB dataset, and then on GPT-2 was a bit like bigger than that, but GPT-3 is some I believe GPT-2 is yeah, I forgot exact number, 100 plus gigabyte of dataset, but GPT-3 is on 600 gigabyte of dataset. It has a lot of text. It has it is trained on a lot of books, web crawl text, like lots of like movie script, that type of like Wikipedia based information as well. So it has a lot of knowledge about our web, about our internet, about our surroundings. And one of the interesting thing is it is an offline model. It does not take information from the web like at a live interaction, and it has limited knowledge on the event after 2021. So I will show you when we use ChatGPT. At the end, we see this model is trained like last updated on February 13 or like something like that. So we can see that type of information as well. ChatGPT is a based on reinforcement learning. So it's a human based feedback loop. So humans were involved to retrain it to fix certain things of ChatGPT. So that's why we see it performing so well. And GPT-3 has a language model. It is massive. It has 175 billions of like parameters, and it's to be honest, we don't even know like what are the capabilities ChatGPT has completely till now. So the more we use, the more we analyze, then we get to know, okay, GPT-3 is good for this. GPT-3 has this type of like limitation. And what is the maximum value you can give or you can get from the chat GPT? So it is, they call it token. So whenever we say something, hey, chat GPT, tell me about this. So tell me about this. So each of the word is considered as a token. So chat GPT can consider 2048 like number of tokens in a single conversation when you're asking something. And this is what he can process like maximum today. And what it does is when we submit some conversation, tell me about this. So tell me about all those tokens, convert them into a vector, and then it sends it to a compute prediction. So there are like 96 layers of transformers, and on that one, each layer has like huge 1.8 billion parameters. And at the end, ChatGPT come up with the proper prediction. What is the next word? And again, the last layer is more into like a conversion from vector to word again, so that it can give you the information. So this is the high level information that I wanted to share about ChatGPT, so that it doesn't just like sounds like we are just using ChatGPT, but we don't know anything about ChatGPT. We still have a lot of things to learn about ChatGPT, how it was trained, what type of data it was used, what are the like pros and cons, was the data used ethically, is it trained only on like public data or trained on privately owned data as well. So those things we still need to know, we still need to learn, but from a high level, this is what we know so far. So now, as our today's like session is about like pair programming, playing with ChatGPT. So we will design a data science model with the help of ChatGPT. So, but we need to know how to train a data science model. So this is a, like a typical end-to-end machine learning pipeline looks like. So first you do is you need a data storage or data source. In our case, we are not gonna connect data set and all the data storage and everything because we don't have that much time. We'll take 30 to 40 minutes for the demo purpose. And then we need to do the data ingestion. Once we do the data ingestion, we need to do a lot of data processing. So we need to look at the data. We need to do data exploration. What is on the data? What are the types of data format we have or column types? Do we have missing data or not? We need to do data validation, which is like the missing type finding. If there is a missing type, we need to impute it with some values. We need to change the data type from one to another. We may like drop some data columns, so that kind of things. So data preparation is one of the biggest part of model training part. Once we process the data and do featureization, and we will ask ChatGPT how to do feature engineering on this specific data set. And again, I'm not even like suggesting any data set till now. I will ask ChatGPT which data set to use and everything. Then algorithm selection. For that one, we will choose something very simple because we will do some live demo and we want something quick. And then we will do a quick model training. We're not gonna go too much detail in hyperparameter tuning. Maybe a bit if there is any error or if there is any issue with the model. And then we will do a quick model testing and validation. In our today's session, we are not deploying anything. Maybe we can have a part two where we can do model deployment, batch prediction, model monitoring with the help of ChatGPT. So this is how it looks like. We will do take help from ChatGPT to select a data set, which model to train, do all the feature engineering, and then train a model live with you guys. Now the question is, I believe you all are like does programming day to day. Now, if you ask me, hey, how can I use ChatGPT? What are the uses? So, what do you think? So, ChatGPT is going to replace programmer's job. ChatGPT will be the software engineer of tomorrow. The thing is, still there are like lots of questions. There are lots of rumors. There are lots of like discussions are happening. But from a programmer's point of view, the way we see is ChatGPT will be there to help us. So what kind of help we can get from from ChatGPT? First one is When we do cloud these days, there are so many components like Azure ML, this is different types of databases, opening like security stuff. So and it takes a lot of time to review those documentation and everything. So ChatGPT can help us to give those answers right away to set up our cloud platform. We can always do logical discussion with ChatGPT to find out better solution. I will show you how today. So that's another one. We can even like do code search, solution search, but you don't need to use exactly as it is, copy and use it. We will do it and see whether it works or not. But again, in some cases it will work. In some cases, when it's very specific for your solution, it may not work. So do not 100% rely on ChatGPT. Look at the code, take help from that code, take help from that solution, but don't blindly use that. Syntax help. So no one wants to like memorize syntaxes these days. You want to learn the programming logic and then use it. For the syntax, we can search on different types of like programming sites or even like Stack Overflow. So it can help us in a similar fashion. So you need a syntax, we will use that for syntax searching for some libraries or something like that. Code explanation. So suppose you have found some code online, but it's really hard, it's really complex, you're having hard time to understand. So I will show you how to take help from ChatGPT to explain a code. Then documentation. Sometime it's really hectic to document code or do comments. You can take help from ChatGPT. But again, I'm gonna warn you, do not share your organization's private code or like that kind of like sensitive information because without because ChatGPT, we don't know what is happening, who is storing those data, and you don't want to like share your private information of your organization with a publicly available tool. So these are the helps I believe programmers can take from ChatGPT: documenting code, code explanation, code searching, syntax help, logical discussion, and setting up cloud platforms or that type of help. So without spending any time, I just took 10 to 12 minutes. Now we will get into like a quick demo or discussion and usage of ChatGPT. So let's jump into that. So you can see on the left, I have my ChatGPT, and on the right, I have my Azure portal. So I am keeping as it is side by side, and I'll try to like use that one so that I can show you guys the demo. So the first thing I wanted to ask ChatGPT. Okay, so as we will do data science activities, I want to see which cloud provider is best for ML ops. So for data science, we need machine learning operations. So I will ask which cloud provider provides best MLOps solution. So let's see what ChatGPT says, and we will try to follow their one by one steps. So the first one is okay. ChatGPT is suggesting Amazon Web Service. ChatGPT service suggesting Google Cloud Platform, and it's also suggesting Microsoft Azure and IBM Cloud. That is cool. As a big fan of Microsoft Azure, so I can see that from a Microsoft Azure point of view, it is suggesting me that Azure offers a range of like MLOps services, including Azure Machine Learning, which is a fully managed service for building, training, and deploying machine learning model. Okay. There is a participant ask a question. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, Actually, your screen is not visible. So
Oh,
is
is it
it?
visible now?
No.
It's
Let me.
visible. Shivanand, can you just rejoin again because it's visible for others, I believe, and it's
Okay.
visible.
Sure, sure, no
Okay,
problem.
perfect. Okay, perfect. So let's look at this. So our ChatGPT said, "Hey, at Microsoft Azure is one of them." It also suggested AWS and Google. So in terms of Microsoft Azure, it has suggested that okay, Azure Machine Learning offers fully managed service for building, training, and deploying machine learning models. That is good. So now let's ask ChatGPT. So how to create Azure Machine Learning workspace in Azure portal? Because you can see we have Azure portal open on the right. Okay, it's asking us to sign into Azure portal. In the left, go to create resources. In the search bar, do Azure Machine Learning and then create button and then basic tab for region subscription, blah blah. Okay, let's follow that one and see what happened. I'm just gonna search as like a ChatGPT said, Azure machine learning. So okay, I'm finding this, and then after that one, it's asking create. So is there any button create? Yes, there is. New workspace, and then it's asking to select subscription, resource group, workspace name, region. Okay, I have subscription. I have a sponsorship one. Resource group, I can select Azure ML, Open AI Dev. So I was doing some testing. I can choose workspace name, uh, Chat GPT demo workspace. And then it also asks for region and then a bunch of like networking security advanced because it's just like a basic demo. I'm not doing that much detail, but I'm asking it to like use what I have already. And no container, nothing else. So let's click review and it's asking review and accept the terms and create. Let's click create. We are just following exactly as it is or so as it is suggested by ChatGPT. And you can see the deployment is in progress, and that's cool. We can actually it is actually happening. It is actually working. So we don't need to like do anything. That's nice. Now the thing is, we want to as we are using Azure machine learning. So I already have one, which is this one, Azure ML Open Dev. This one. Let's go to all ML platform development, and this is my Azure machine learning. Okay. So this is my Azure machine learning that I have already deployed by the site. Now, once that deployment is done, after which was happening, okay, or we can even go there. Okay, let's go there. If we go there, ChatGPT demo workspace, and what I need to do is create studio URL. If we click on the studio URL, this is the Azure ML like workspace I just created. Now I will ask, okay, so tell me steps to train data science model in Azure ML Studio using Notebook because I don't want to use AutoML. I don't want to use Designer. I want to use Notebook as a default. Like, okay, it's asking me to create an Azure ML workspace. We have already done that. Open Azure ML Studio. We just did that. In the left navigation pane, click on Notebooks. Okay, choose the type of notebook we want, Python 3 or R. Once notebook is created, import your data, perform your data preparation, define a train model, like what are the libraries I need. Once you have trained model, we can do this. Oh, wow. All I asked is how to create the notebook for data science model, and it's even giving me all the solution. Okay, so I will do that notebook, but again, like I also need compute. So this notebook is not it's just like a random workspace or place where I can write my code, but again I also need some compute where I can train some sort of have a VM or have a compute cluster or something like that. So if I go back to my original workspace and click compute, so I can see I have one. But if I ask ChatGPT how to create a compute instance in Azure ML Studio to train a model with using as a notebook. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Okay, here are the steps for compute instance. Sign into this, go to navigation to Azure ML workspace, click on the left compute. I just did click on the left, then click compute instance, click new button. There is a button in the left. Do authentication, specify Jupyter notebook, blah 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 blah, all those other things. So let's see whether it's true or not. Let's click on this. Okay, it's asking me to put the compute name. Uh, Compute name is demo chat. Let's write it. Demo chat GPT one, and I can select like CPU based machine, GPU based machine, and other type of machine. And if I click create, it will actually create for me. That is very nice. So now if you ask me, okay, why not compute cluster? Why not Kubernetes cluster? Why not Atlas compute? So what this compute instance is doing, it's giving you a machine After writing your code, you can deploy your code in this machine to run it. So, and again, if you are doing a small model, you don't need a massive like a VM or machine. So those simple machine, single machine, and with certain types of configuration is available under compute cluster. If you need a big, if you have a bigger data set, then you select compute cluster where you can do distributed training when you can have multiple nodes. You need like multiple VMs, something like that. When you deploy your model into small pods, that's when you use Kubernetes cluster. And when you use your bring your own attached compute, like you have already Synapse, like compute, Databricks compute, or other VMs, then you select attached compute. Okay, now we have one compute is already ready. Now, as and ChatGPT said also in the past, go to notebooks and then create like a notebook by myself. Okay, let's do this. Let's create a like a folder, and then we will do like create a notebook and see where it goes. Demo notebook, uh, demo chat GPT. Okay. Now what we want is we want to like create a notebook as ChatGPT says. So I can create an IPython notebook, a Jupyter notebook. There is like Python, just Python, a script, R, Bash, text, YAML, so many options. So let's select ChatGPT test notebook. And what happened? So, okay, that is nice. The file created. I can see the compute instance. So if you remember, like there was like two types of compute. So they're already there. AML compute was already ready. I'm just selecting this and I can write my code. Let's write something like very basic. Uh, Print hello world or hello chat GPT. What happened? See, can because this is just a, like an editor, but can we write this code? Yes, hello chat GPT wrote in my environment. Okay, that is nice. Now I will ask. Uh, we can train different types of data science model, but we can also ask. Okay, as we don't have any data set, we don't have anything. Let's ask it to ChatGPT. Types of data science models on tabular data. So I'm asking ChatGPT to tell me different types of like model. So why on tabular data? Because we will download a small data and then we will try to like do something with that data to train a model. And it's asking me to regression model, classification model, clustering model, ensemble model. So just to for a quick review, regression model where you can predict a single value with a linear regression, logistic regression. It is very simple model, but again, always effective on tabular data. When you're choosing between class A or class B, like dog, cat, or some sort of like security breached or not, that kind of classification, it's like a classification model. Clustering is based K-means clustering on mostly unsupervised data. And ensemble model is mostly bagging model, XGBoost, that kind of like a decision trees based model where you can do clustering, prediction, depends. And deep learning is deep learning. Okay, as ChatGPT suggested, regression model. Let's use logical regression. So, and we don't even have any data set. Uh, so let's ask ChatGPT, suggest me a dataset for logical regression model. So let's see what it says. Sure. And again, we want to use a publicly available free dataset because we are doing something quick. Okay, you can access the Titanic dataset from Kaggle, blah, 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 all those places. So, okay, let's do the Titanic download, Titanic dataset. So if I do Titanic dataset download by the side, I think I already have this dataset downloaded. Okay, let's just upload this. So what I'm doing is uploading the Titanic dataset, and this is what you can see. So this is the Titanic dataset that ChatGPT just suggested, and what is there is some basic information about passenger ID, survived, class, name, sex, age, and a bunch of information about Titanic. So what this model does or what this data set does based on those individuals information, you can see male, female, their information. You will be able to like train a model whether this individual will survive Titanic accident or that thing disaster that happened in the past or not. So we will predict 0 or 1. It's a classification model. Okay, that is a good solution, good problem to solve for a quick demo. So let's use this one. So what I will do is I will upload this like a Titanic data set just here with you guys. Upload file. Let's select, no, not this one, desktop. Titanic train.csv. Okay, it just got uploaded. So let's see, is it uploaded? Yes, the CSV is uploaded. Now the question is, I don't know how to use this like data, how to do data transformation. Let's ask ChatGPT. How to load like a CSV data set using Python and pandas. So let's see what they say. And we will try to like follow exactly as it is. Okay, import pandas and do a bunch of like read CSV and asking us to like, oh, it's giving us the code as well. Like how to read that CSV. But again, can we also like, as we are loading a lot of like uh, libraries because we want to do data science. So let's ask something more. Tell me which libraries should I import to train a logical regression model? Stop it. So let's ask, let's upload, like import all the libraries first. Okay, it's asking me to NumPy. It's asking me for a bunch of others, pandas, and it's also asking me for scikit-learn. Okay, a bunch of scikit-learn, and it's also asking me for matplotlib. Okay, so instead of like copying one by one, I have already copied by the side. So let's do this. So import NumPy, pandas, scikit-learn, sklearn, and matplotlib as our ChatGPT said. Okay, oh, they're imported. Now, what we want to do is I will use exactly what ChatGPT said to load the data set. So this one. But pandas, okay, PD. So in our case, PD is this. What is the name of the file? Titanic underscore train, Titanic underscore train dash this. So let's see, is ChatGPT right or wrong? Okay, it's loaded. So now we want to like print first two page, like, or let's ask ChatGPT. No, not this one. How to print first two rows of a pandas dataset. What do we see? To print the first two rows, oh, use head function. I was about to use that. But the thing is, it always gives me a too detailed information. So let's just copy that and use that. I'm not going to use print because we are in a Jupyter notebook, so it's pretty easy. Okay, it printed me. So this is the same like data set we saw: passenger ID, survive, P class, name, sex, and other like information. Okay, that is good. But one of the thing is I like to use a library called Seaborn. So and let's ask ChatGPT how to import, because I didn't ask add a Seaborn library. How to import a Seaborn library in Python, because I don't know the syntax. So let's see what ChatGPT says. To import Seaborn library, import this as SNS. So let's do this. What happened? If I do this, it happened. But again, if some reason I have already installed it, so that's why it works. But again, if we had to install Seaborn by ourselves, there is option where we can do pip install Seaborn, and then it would have like go through the requirements, install it on the machine for me, and then say, oh, it is installed. But in our case, it is already installed. We won't have to do anything else. Okay, now let's go into the model training, because we don't have much time. So we have this data set. Let's copy this one, and then we will ask ChatGPT. If you guys remember, we were talking, the first part of data model training is data transformation, data preparation, which is feature engineering, that side. So what we can do to do feature engineering on this specific data set. So let's ask it to ChatGPT. Uh, what are the ways to do feature engineering in this sample data set? And then let's copy the data set exactly as it is. So it's asking me to, there's several ways of handling data like this issue. The first one is handling missing values. So let's have a quick markdown, uh, missing values. Okay. Then the second thing is creating dummy. So create like a encoding, one hot encoding. Oh, this one hot encoding, which is dummy variables, which is like sex and embark. And it's even suggesting me handling missing value. Age has a lot of like missing value, same for Kevin. So we will test it. Creating dummy variable for both sex and embarked. So we need to like, this sex is I think it's a string type. We need to convert it into like a one hot encoded category type of variable, because category type is better for data science model training. Combining existing features, combining multiple variables together. So that's another way. Scaling numeric features like age and fair. Extracting information like from name, Mr. Mrs. that kind of things to find out how many male were there, but how many female were there. But we already have that information in the sex section. And binning numerical values. Okay, it's already giving me a lot of information. But again, in our case, to train the model, we may even drop some column. If we find out this column is not useful, we may drop it. So we are taking the advice from ChatGPT, considering missing values, considering one hot encoding, uh, drop columns, and review column format or types. So these are the things we will do, and then we will have a updated data set. So we will transform this data set into a better version, a smaller version, more clean version, so that we can do a quick training. Now let's do a quick visualization. So as we have SNS plot or Seaborn, so we will ask ChatGPT what is the code to generate a heat map to visualize missing data, because ChatGPT said there is missing data in the database. So what is the code to generate heat map to visualize missing data using Seaborn library? So this is the thing I'm going to ask to ChatGPT. So, and I will try to use the same code and to generate something. So it's giving me full detailed information. That's the interesting part. Okay, SNS dot. Okay, let's copy this one while ChatGPT prepares that. And then I'm gonna use again, CMap can be anything, SNS can be anything, and DF is my data frame that I have used here to load the data set. Okay, let's run it. Oh, it works. So this is the visualization of all the variable, and it is also showing me where there is null value. So I have the shape of this data set is this. Uh, 0 to 860 rows of values, or 860 plus actually, and it's telling me age has a lot of missing value, and Kevin has a lot of missing values, but all the other variables are pretty good. Okay, that is good. Now I also want to do more data exploration, as if you guys remember, survive is the column where I was supposed to see how many people survived and how many people died, and I want to see how on the database, is it values are balanced or not. So uh, tell me the code to plot uh, count plot using a Seaborn. So that's it. Tell me the code to plot count plot using Seaborn. It's not a good way of explaining, but I want to see whether ChatGPT can tell me anything from this explanation or not. Okay, let's see. This is the count plot. Let's copy it. In our case, what is the categorical value? It is more into survived. And let's see if we can print it or not. It shows something or not. Nice. It shows that almost 500 people died and 300 people survived, 0 and 1, and we can see all those information. That is very cool actually. And can ChatGPT tell me What if we want to see how many males survived and how many females survived? Something like that. So the same information that we have, tell me the clown plot are using Seaborn with multiple with two variable, because the one before was single variable, but we want to have the same plot with two variable and see. Okay, that is cool. It's suggesting me this one, this code. Let's copy it and see whether it works or not. So the first variable is survived. Second variable, if you guys remember, is age. Or no, it's more into like sex. Was or the gender. We want to see which gender survived more or less. Nice, it works. You can see on the zero side, most of the like a male died and female died less. But on the one, which is survival side, most of the female survived and male survived less. So this is like a nice explanation. Now let's see. If I ask ChatGPT to give me information, can I print three variable because I want to see more information in a single plot? So what happen? So if I do three, then we may see some interesting things. Is Can ChatGPT give me the real information of three variable? Yes, it give me the real information with multiple variable X, Y, and Z. That is pretty cool actually. So let's just copy. But again, like we can like ChatGPT is pretty useful. You can see for the syntax searching, for the helping as a pair buddy. So it's asking me all those like information, and I'm using it by the side. So we want to do a bit more like data exploration. So this is the same code that we will try to use. So we looked at the sex. So we it is one of the big variable to train our model. We will consider sex for sure. But again, the sex like column type, we may have to change it. So let's also like see another like a variable which was P class. So it's a first class passenger, second class passenger, something like that. Is there any relationship with that one? Yes. So if you look at most of the one is class one, class two, and class three. Class one participants survive. So those people who paid a lot of money, who were rich, they survived the most. Then class two, and for the class three, more people were under class three, but less people survived under class three. So this is and if we just like print have it this plot under just to see the P class, it will give us a good idea what is the ratio of class 1 to 3. So you can see 500 people were class 3 and only 200 people were class 1. But class 1 people almost 100, like more than 100 survived out of 200, and out of 500 only 100 survived who are from class 3. So we also like want to like keep the class 3 option. Now let's do some data cleaning and data exploration because we don't have too many time. So if you remember this individual case where we saw how many null value. So to train any kind of data science model, the first thing is we need to clean the data like null values so that our model is not trained on garbage values. So what type of like values like should we delete those rows where there is null value, or should we replace it with some other values? So to get that answer, I will have a like a quick box plot. So let's ask like ChatGPT, box plot code using C-born library. And what happened? So does it give me the right information? But I have the code by the side, SNS blocks plot, P class this, and the data frame. Okay, it gives me some box plot information. But again, if we ask for multiple X and Y, we can just use X and Y. You can see the code is pretty same. So if we just run that one, what happened? So we can see under class one, where most of the people survive, their average age was 39. Then class two, their average age was around 29, 30. And under class three, their average age was 24, 25. Young people, they were mostly workers. So we want to do a like a data like a cleaning of age column where if someone is belongs to class one, then the missing value will be 39 as an imputation. If someone is belonging to class 2, then the missing value, and if there is no age of that individual, then it will be 29. And then if someone is from class 3, then the missing value will be 24. So I wrote this small script by the side as a small function, impute age, where it takes age value and class value, p class, and if the value of the age is null, then and then we check that if that individual belongs to class 1, then impute with 37, class 2 29, class 3 is 24. Uh, and again, I'm not running this like code block right now. It's just the function, and by the side I will run this code block. So I will try to like replace where age column will be updated based on the I'm sending this age and p class to this function and then doing the imputation. So if I do that one, okay, that one is done. It ran. If I take the same back code now, and what happened? That it was given by ChatGPT. Okay, you can see all those like information are like imputed. So there is no missing value right now anymore. So this is good. So we will keep it as it is. But now the question is, in cabin, there are too many missing, like too many values. So if you look at the cabin values again, head 2, you can see cabin is kind of like none, C85. It is not that useful. So if it is not that useful, we don't want to like keep this like column. So let's ask ChatGPT how to drop a column from pandas data frame and see what ChatGPT says. So because we want to drop this column called cabin. Okay, it's giving me full detail information, df dot drop then access. Okay, so let's use this individual code. Df is equal to df dot drop, column name is cabin. Can we use this? Run it, it ran. Now let's run the same code, df dot head to cabin is there. No, cabin is deleted, so cabin is not there. So this is another way we are updating our and if we print this one and see whether there is any missing value or not. Boom, there is no missing value. All the codes are nice, all the data are nicely there. Okay, now the thing is, as the second thing ChatGPT suggested, if you guys remember, we need to do dummy like data transformation for formats, for data types and other things. So let's see what type of data we have, the types. I can also ask this ChatGPT, but I don't have too much time. So passenger ID int, okay, survive int, it's fine, it's 0, 1. P class int, it's 1, 2, 3. Name object, we don't need the name to train the model actually. Then sex was is object. If you guys remember, ChatGPT suggested us in the past that for the feature engineering, that we are supposed to do this one. Create dummy value of sex and emberg and convert them into categorical value. So that's one thing we will do. Sex is just an object of male and female. We will convert it into category, and then emberged as well from category, like from single value to object to category. Fair is at as it is, ticket is okay, and PRH is okay. Those are like just integer values. So it's type wise, we are changing two things. So the first thing is changing the values of sex, like having the categorical value and having the embark. So let's ask how to do a categorical value or get dummies. So how to convert object column to categorical as one hot encoding in pandas. Let's see what they say. Okay, there it's suggesting me to use get dummies. So I will use that one to update my types. Get dummies with the df and column type and blah, blah, blah. Let's use that, or let's do something else. I have this code by the side. So I'm just using the same process. Sex pd dot get dummies df is sex, which is dot first true. So and I will do the same thing for embarked as well, as I have the same. I've used a similar get dummies option that that is suggested by ChatGPT. And what I want to do as we also want to like drop these columns, which is sex, then embark and the name and the ticket, because ticket is also useless to train a model. And what we want to do is we want to concat them with my data set. We want to first do have the dummy or categorical values for sex and Imberg. Then I want to drop all those 4 columns and I want to like concat this categorical sex and Imberg with my data set. So let's see what happens. It ran nicely. Now if I print this, nice. My data set is it was like this. Now it's pretty small and not bulky. Now if I print d types, what happened? Passenger int, survival int, p class int, age float, sibling is int, parch int, fair float, male is 0, 1 values, and qns, which is because the embark. Those are categorical values that I just like converted based on sex and embark. That's nice. So my data set is nice, clean, and it's ready to be trained actually. Now, as I want to do logical regression, I will ask ChatGPT, tell me ways to train logical regression model in Python. And I will try to like use the same approach. Okay, there are several ways to train logical regression with scikit-learn and everything. Okay, that's good. Sklearn import logical regression, sklearn import train test split, and then I need to like do this and that. So let's copy this one. I think I have already imported this, but I'm just gonna do that again. Okay, it's imported. Now I will use the same approach that ChatGPT has suggested. Oh, it has given me everything. So let's take things one by step approach. So in our case, it's asking me to have a train and test, split the data set into train and test. Okay, why? Because we need to like train the model based on 70% of the data, and then we also need to test the model based on the 30% of the data to see whether the training is good or bad, whether it's done well or not. So I have copied this code and then it's asking me to use the target variable. So if you remember, in our case, the target variable survived. So let's copy this one, the survived as the target variable. I need to put target variable again and then test size. So in our case, let's put 0.30 as the test size. So 70% of the data will be used for training and 30% of the data will be used for testing. Done. It has happened. Now I will copy the same code that is suggested by this our ChatGPT friend. Train a logistic regression model. Just copy this. LR is equal to logistic regression. So I'm having an object of logistic regression model that I just like imported here, and then I'm passing it to the function of fit as X train and Y train. Okay, is it that simple? Let's try it. Yes, it's done actually, but there are some issues. Okay, total number of iteration reached limit. Okay, we need to fix that issues because it's not like well trained model. So how do we fix this issue? How to add max iteration? So it's asking me increase the number of max iteration. Let's ask ChatGPT because it's a issue that error that I have found. How to increase the max iter in logistic tick. I was regression model training. Let's see what happened. To increase the number of model logistic regression, blah 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 model training max iter. Oh, it's giving me a code as well. That is good, so that we don't make the mistake. And let's copy this code. Okay, it's max iter 1000. Okay, it's just a simple change. Okay, let's copy this, paste it, and then I'm just gonna use the same syntax. I'm not gonna change anything, which is suggested by ChatGPT. Max iter 1000, but there's some error. Let's modify that. And let's run the same code and see what happened. Boom, the model training is done. That is nice. And it also suggested me how to do the testing and predict the accuracy. Let's do that one. I'm using the same approach, X test and Y test. If you remember, the X test is this one, Y test is this one. We are passing those two variables for scoring and then printing the accuracy value. Let's see what happened. Boom, it's done. So the model that we have trained based on this data after doing some feature engineering, the accuracy it is showing to predict which individual will survive or not is 0.76, 76%. That is pretty impressive in terms of like training a model. So, and all those steps are done based on ChatGPT suggestion. Now, if you want to see more detailed information like precision, recall, F1 score, that kind of things, let's ask ChatGPT uh, how to print classification report of sklearn logistic regression model. Now the reason is why I'm asking because it just says accuracy, but it doesn't tell me detail about this model, how good it is, how much F1 score, how much other information. So I want more detail. So because I have trained this model as a data scientist, I want to see all those individual information. So okay, it's asking me certain things. Classification classification report. It's actually a very small oh no, it's giving me more detailed information. Classification report, why test and why this. So I already have this code by the side. Let's just like use what I have. So it's not log model, it's LR. Predict white X test, sklearn classification report. I'm just using that one. Boom, it gives me, and you can see classification report, white test and blah, blah. And I use the same approach, which is suggested by ChatGPT. And it's telling me the precision values. It's telling me the recall values. It's telling me the F1 score. It's also telling me the accuracy of my model. Now let's ask ChatGPT. Uh, do you think F1 score 0.81 is good for a data science model? Because I don't know what does this value means. So let's see what ChatGPT says. Is it a good model or bad model or no? So you can see that ChatGPT says F1 score of 0.181 is good for a data science model. It depends on several factors of this, a lot of other things. So one of the good things about ChatGPT as a pair programming buddy is you're not depending on just the syntaxes or what it is suggesting you, but you can also have this discussion whether it's a good model or not, whether this value makes sense or not, what else detailed information you need to see or not. Now I also want to ask a couple of things. So if you guys remember, we did a lot of from the beginning, we did a lot of feature engineering where we cleaned the data, we deleted some column values, we also converted some object type into a categorical type. So which is, as I said, which is one of the big part of model training. Now, if you ask me, what if we didn't do that one? And after doing all those cleaning, processing, and everything, we got 76% of accuracy. What if we didn't do those things? What happens? So I did a small things by the side while I was having this thing. So I will just run it with you, same code without those much of a data cleaning part, but the same approach. So I just ran that with the same code, same everything. All I did is single operation of I just cleaned the I didn't convert those categorical type. I just cleaned the drop those some values because name and ticket doesn't make sense. I just and also I did the age cleaning. But I did less feature engineering, but when I did train the same model with the same code, it gives me 70% accuracy instead of 76% accuracy. So you can see the more feature engineering you do, the more analysis you do on the data, the accuracy increases and the model becomes more acceptable. So this was a quick demo. Now let's have some a quick discussion about uh, if someone is can everyone please get into mute mode? because it's a bit hard for me to speak. Okay. Now the thing is like let's ask ChatGPT. So can we do some more problem solving, not just like simple syntax searching or something like that? We all have heard about like lead code. So let's search about lead code problem. What anything? Let's some problem 84. Or even we can ask something else. So largest rectangle problem. So we can ask ChatGPT, solve this one. Uh, Give me a solution of lead code problem 84, which is largest rectangle in histogram. Do you think ChatGPT will be able to like solve it? Let's see. And it looks like pretty good actually. It it knows the problem. It is describing the problem. It's telling me exactly how to solve this problem with the detailed code base. That is pretty impressive. Now the thing is, this code looks pretty like obviously not too simple. It's pretty complex. Let's copy this code now. Let's ask ChatGPT. Explain this code to me as if I am a 9 years old kid. And then let's print it. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Can ChatGPT explain this code to me? Yes, it's exactly explaining this code. I didn't even tell ChatGPT what is this problem about. It's automatically telling me this is a problem of largest histogram. If you guys remember, largest rectangle in histogram. So it's telling me the exactly thing, largest rectangle in histogram, and it's telling me from the code, and it's telling me all this detail and trying to explain it to me as if I'm a 9 years old kid. So that is pretty cool. We also said we can use ChatGPT for code, if you guys remember, we said we can use take cloud platform help. We can do logical discussion. Yes, we can also do code search. We tried that. We can do syntax help. We can do code explanation. I just did that. But we can also use ChatGPT for code documentation and code commenting. Add proper comments in this code. Because if you remember this code that ChatGPT gave me, that doesn't have any comment. Let's see can ChatGPT add the right comments or not. So it is also like pretty good at commenting. So boom. So the same code we copied without comments. Now ChatGPT is asking all those details comments for us so that it's well organized and everything. Now, if you remember, this is the problem of the histogram. Let's copy this one. Let's play a bit with ChatGPT for a minute. Okay, it's still giving me all the details with all the comments and everything. This is the problem that we said. The purpose is to largest rectangle. Now let's modify it and give me smallest. So instead of like largest, I have changed the code and asking ChatGPT to give me return the area of the smallest rectangle in the histogram. Let's see, can ChatGPT do anything like that or not? So if you guys remember, it was pretty good. And yes, it is actually changing the code. So it's not like ChatGPT just copied it from somewhere and then done. It also like understands certain level, and it also like based on the instruction, it's also like changing the like the what I'm saying. Instead of like largest, and now it's giving me the same thing, same like a different solution for the smallest. And then what is the output of this solution? Let's ask this one, the same issue, and see what ChatGPT says. Can ChatGPT tell me the solution of this issue? Mm, okay, the idea behind blah blah blah. It's giving me full detail information. We can even like ask ChatGPT the solution as a is it 10, 20? What is the size of the rectangle or something like that? So the purpose of this is showing this one is, and you don't need to select like lead code number 84, lead code problem, whatever 90. So I can just like go there and copy this one and then ask solve this problem in Python, and then all the detail, and it will do that. So it's not like just a single problem. It can solve a lot of different types of problems for us. The reason why I was showing it is, again, in our 1 hour demo, we took help from cloud platform help from ChatGPT. We did some logical discussion as a feature engineering, what to do, how to do it. ChatGPT was pretty good. We did code searching, solution searching, pretty good. Syntax help, you saw, it was also pretty good. Code explanation with detail, like describe this code to me as if I'm a 9 years old. It was pretty good as well. Code documentation and commenting, it was pretty good as well. So if ChatGPT is doing everything, is it going to take our job? Now let's ask that to ChatGPT. Which jobs will be obsolete by ChatGPT? So let's see what he says. As a language model, like again, he doesn't have the ability to replace any job. So all it is going to do is to help people. It is not going to replace any job. It is not going to, like, maybe some of the manual work will be automated. But again, the purpose of ChatGPT is to like help us, make us more efficient, make us more productive, so that we can do better in our life, in our daily day-to-day work. And I tried to like show like a quick demo of that one. How can we use ChatGPT by the side to train a model from scratch, looking for a data set, do those data set searching, and have a model which is giving 76% accuracy. So that's it about my today's presentation. If anyone has any question, feel free to ask me. If anyone like wants to discuss anything, feel free to do that. And if anyone has any question later, feel free to connect with me through Twitter or LinkedIn, and send me a message whenever you guys want. But thank you so much. It was very interesting. And again, I just learned a lot of things just with you guys while doing this demo. And yeah, it was pretty cool actually to use ChatGPT to train something, to do to do some problem solving. Though it's pretty basic, but again, you can use it for detailed information as well. And that was my quick presentation for an hour. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Bye bye.